and to another red day for crypto. Bitcoin down 1%. In this video, I'm going to be showing you where could we be heading to in the price point, also what to look out for. We've got a few major macroeconomic updates. We're also going to take a look into the previous bear market to actually understand the anatomy of what made it up, to make sure we are all on the same page of how this could potentially play out from here onwards. Guys, make sure you hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, if you want to trade or dollar cost average on any of your favorite cryptos, you can do so using BYBIT and BitGet. Links in description. Get yourself your bonuses. If you sign up to BYBIT using my link in the description, when we reach 10,000 subscribers, I will be giving away an iPad or cash equivalent if you just want the cash in your BYBIT account. So let me know. For BitGet, if you sign up to BitGet, in tomorrow's episode, I will be dropping random amounts of cash into wallets of people who sign up using my BitGet link below. So get yourself set up. You get 10% in cashback straight away as well. So definitely get set up on those exchanges below. Now, as you can see, guys, we've been following this Bitcoin price quite closely. And as you can see, that we've been losing a lot of steam here. You can see that ever since we tried to break out from the head and shoulders pattern, we lost a lot of steam. We're unable to get past 21,700 where my cursor is. And now we've come back down to the 20,000 mark. Now, we wicked a couple of times below 20K. And now the question is, are we going to fall below? I remember I shared with you earlier today, we are forming this Adam and Eve pattern for those who aren't familiar. And this could break you down towards about 18K. Okay, so we want to keep an eye on that pattern to the downside. But I've noticed a lot of people are saying this head and shoulders pattern is invalidated. And for me, I would argue not quite. I mean, we're getting there. If we break 20,000 and we close below, then yes. But right now, I can see we're still hovering here. So I do want to keep an eye on this. It's not dead set. I would certainly not be setting a short right now, nor would I be setting a long. I'd be holding off and waiting for a confirmation break in either direction. Even if the Adam and Eve plays out to the downside, don't be surprised if you get a retest back up in the neckline before then going for its full move down towards whatever the price point it heads down to. Technical target gives you an 18 price point for that measured move. Similarly to the upside, what if this was just a retest of the head and shoulders pattern before a big move up? Because everybody was talking about this head and shoulders pattern, right? Everybody and their uncle was copying each other and say, oh yeah, look, head and shoulders pattern is going to go up. So naturally, we know market makers and we know that whales will want to manipulate this in their favor. So they want everybody to think that this pattern is going to play out before they try to go back up for a relief rally. Now, longer term, we know this is a very frustrating market. We've been suppressed now for quite a while. In fact, let's now go through kind of the journey we've been on. If you guys are new to crypto, what a great time for you guys to enter. If anybody entered around November or towards the end of 2021, you're probably feeling it the worst because you would have done some buying at peak prices and now you're carrying a little bit of bag. Even those who bought early in Q1, buying at about the 45K, you'll be feeling it right now, sitting at 20,000, more than 50% retracement from when you were buying in. But anybody who's been buying recently, even though it's been going down and you'll be in red, you're buying in at crazy cheap prices. And what I want to do is try to zoom out to get the perspective on what is going on. And the best way to do that is remind ourselves of the cycle we're in first. So the cycle we're currently in, you can see we had two things go on. We created our run up to the high of 64,000. We came down to 29. We ran up to 69,000 in November and we came all the way down now to 20 here. We were hoping for a bounce here, right? We monitored this together. We were hoping that if we could turn around here when we looked like we were in Q1, then we can go post a higher high and we can keep trending upwards. That wasn't the case. We got this fake out to the upside and then a big push down, now closing lower than the blue line, which is the cycle from the previous bull market high. Now let's go study that previous bull market, right? Let's go study it, because the reality is we can't study the COVID movements for this bull run. The COVID movement was a flash down followed by a massive move to 64,000 on Bitcoin because the government was printing unprecedented amounts of money. We were stimulating left, right, and center. We are getting the opposite right now. Printing is off. In fact, the Hoover is on. The Hoover is on because they're sucking money out of the economy. Quantitative tightening is going on. We know that inflation is still at record highs and interest rates are going to continue to be hiked. We saw the Fed official Mester say yesterday she expects another 75 basis points. We get the PCE reading tomorrow, which is going to be really, really important. We also found out that the US economy contracted more than we initially reported in Q1. So they revised it from a 1.5% drop to 1.6%. So Q1 in the US was 1.6 down. So again, if Q2 now is down, we are officially in a recession. And that is what everybody is holding their breath to see what happens in Q2. Just literally a day or two left now, and this quarter closes, and we'll find out what that looked like in terms of, are we officially in a recession? Fear and greed index is sitting at 13. There's still fear in the market, and it's a painful time now. No matter what you're doing, whether you're an exchange, whether you're a lending platform, whether you're an NFT project, whether you're a crypto influencer, whether you're a normal investor like I am as well, then you will be feeling it in this market. It's painful. It's been there for a while, and now it feels like, when are we just going to get our next move? That is why I want to take a journey back down towards the previous bear market, because a lot of people weren't experienced / didn't go through this. And I want to paint the picture of what it would have felt like. So hopefully you can remind yourself that this is not a story that Bitcoin hasn't overcome before, and there's no reason it couldn't overcome it again. So let's take us back to January 2017. In January 2017, I'm just here on a weekly candle. You had a weekly candle here, which posted a high of 1,100 and a low of 800 here on this candlestick. So call it 1,000. Bitcoin is trading at 1,000 in January 17. And as we play this forward, you see what happens, okay? So you see we had a big move, and I'll slowly zoom out as and when, because we're going to need to, because Bitcoin did make some big moves. There we go. And you can see it had its first move up. Okay, so it did a 20x in 12 months. That's a crazy 12 months, right? It 20x'd all the way up to 20,000, which is the previous bull market high. So this is what you call a bull run. This was a bull run. It was 12 months of amazing fun as the price 20x'd that 12-month period. But what happened thereafter? Because we can argue we've just had that, right? We had our move up to 64, a slight little cool down, and then a move up to 69. From that 69 point, that would be our reference point for where we hit our high here in December 17. So 12 months of up bull market. What happens in the next 12 months? Well, the next 12 months played out an 85% fall in 12 months. Okay. Now, this took 12 months to get down to 85%. Now, where are we in the cycle? We're not 12 months into the cycle. If we argue this happened from November, when we hit our all-time high of 69,000 in November 2021, we are not yet 12 months in. At November of this year, we will then be, so in another 5 months or so, we would be at the full 12 months drawdown / bear market that we saw in 2017, 2018. So the whole of 2018, after a crazy 2017, the whole of 2018 was a bleed down to 85%. Now, the other thing, like I shared in my videos yesterday, we've not had an 85% drawdown just yet, right? We're 74%-ish off all-time highs, and the previous markets have shown us 84, 85% retracements, which give you a clue that maybe we could see some more. Okay, so that's what happened there. That was the 12 months of pain, which I'd argue we are only 7 or so months in, right? 7, 8 months into that. Okay, so still another 4 or 5 months to play out if we were to follow the same pattern. But then what happened? After December, what did we see? Then 2019 started. Now let's take a look at 2019. In 2019, you had a bit of a bumpy ride, right? You had a move where you started off the year, let's say December there, on New Year's Eve, the price of Bitcoin was a high of 4,000. And then you can see you had big moves all the way up to here of 10,300, which again is halfway to the all-time high from the December 17 bull market. Just want to remind you of that. Let's just make sure everybody is following this. So the bull market high of December 17 was about 20,000. Let's just use easy numbers. It was 20,000. So from there, 12 months of downside. Another 6 months in. So June, okay? June, you finally get back to 50% roughly. Well, a little bit more. It's 13,000 here versus 20,000. 13,000 versus the 20,000, okay? So you got this kind of a retracement back up. That took another 7 months. The 12 months of fall, 7 months of a recovery, and you probably thought at this point, oh, look, bull market is coming, bull market is coming. Imagine you've had the patience of 12 months and then another good 4, 5, 6 months here. You're thinking this must be the bull run now. We must go to 40,000, 50,000. You can imagine everybody is talking about it. That's the hype. And then what happens? Boom, you're back to where you started. The next 6 months, you end Christmas, New Year's period on 2019, the same place where you were in December 18. And you're thinking, what is this crypto? What is this? This is like a horrible, horrible bear market. So now you're 2 years fully into this bear market. 2 years fully into this bear market. I just want to keep it there because if you just played that 2 years out, not many people would have continued to be in crypto, right? You saw this happen, a 20x in 12 months, and now everybody's like, I want to get into crypto. So you had a whole bunch of people getting into crypto, experiencing the bear market, being brave, and then going, hang on a second, this bear market is absolutely horrific. 2 years in, and I'm not making any money. What is going on? I can't wait this long. And then just when you least expect it, January, here's what you see in January of 2020. You see a big fall here due to the COVID crash. Okay, you fall as low here on COVID as 3,850, and then you saw the massive, massive run up all the way to all-time highs. So moral of the story, when did we see that? Now, the question is, how long did this take? You had 12 months of downside, your first 12 months here, of retracing from all-time highs down to 85% of your all-time highs. The next year was basically a write-off. You had a journey upwards and then you bounce back down. The following year is when you finally got your bull run, but really the bull run didn't get to any new highs until the back end of the year in November of 2020, right? Because you've hit 13 before in 2019, and then before you get past 13 and really start to rock it is November of 2020. If you imagine the pain you're looking at there, it's almost 2.5/3 years of downside. To put things into perspective, not to spook anyone, but to prepare people, where are we in this economy? About 7 months of retracement from all-time highs. We are probably, if we're following the same cycles, and there's many reasons, I could probably make a separate video of why we may not follow the same cycle. We may have a super cycle. Maybe the cycles will become shortened and smaller in magnitude, right? Which I completely believe as well. But just to put it into perspective, even if it is a shortened cycle from 2.5 years, is it really going to be shortened down to 7 months, 8 months? Those who are saying we're going to have a V-shaped recovery right now. I mean, we are probably here in this story. This is 7 months in. We're about here. We are probably here in that story where probably you have a bit more to bleed to get down to 85%. And then once you're at those lows, be prepared for a little bit more pain before you get your side. So there you have it, guys. Don't want to be a bearer of doom and gloom, but the reality is there are plenty of moon boys out there for you to go and watch their channel if you need a little bit of a pump. But when you're ready to be an adult, when you're ready to face the reality of what the charts are telling us and what the stats are telling us, then I'm more than happy for you to join us here in this community. It's all about pragmatic, sustainable investing. I'd much rather tell you the truth and you don't watch my video, don't subscribe, but then in 6 months you go, hang on, he told me what was difficult for me to hear, but it was the reality. Because it would have been easy for him to say, yeah, that we're going to get a 10x on Bitcoin. We're going back to 69,000 on Bitcoin, all in trade, let's go. But the reality is I need to prepare for more downside. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not nibbling. If we break below 20K right now, I will start to nibble a little bit more. I didn't want to chase some of the green candles as it looked like we were going for that head and shoulders pattern. But if we create the Adam and Eve pattern and break to the downside, if we get to those 19, 18, definitely 17 juicy levels, I will be nibbling some more. But I won't go all in. I want to keep some more in case we breach 17 and head towards those crazy numbers like 16, 15. Because remember, I'm thinking we may get a little bit of a sharper low than the previous low, which was 17,600. Okay, really, really important. But it's important if you're not in the market. I'm coming from a perspective of somebody who's already hugely in the market. So if the market did rotate and go up, it's not like I've not got positions. I'm happy with my positions. I can ride those positions to the upside. So if you're not in the market, you want to consider when is a good time to enter the market and start allocating your positions. There's no point waiting. And that is why I deploy the nibbling strategy. The nibbling strategy avoids FOMO, but also make sure you have plenty of cash on the sidelines. As always, guys, if you want to trade any of these moves, check out BYBIT and BitGet. I will be giving away that free iPad when we get to 10K subs. We're nearly there. So if you've not hit the like button, if you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and give me a subscribe. If you haven't checked out BitGet, they're giving 10% in discounts. And I'm going to pick a lucky winner tomorrow and just airdrop them some random money to their BitGet account. So definitely get yourself signed up so you can benefit from some of those too. Go watch this video now, and I'll see you in the next one.